Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So, we are going to learn the first topic in semester 2, which is electrostatic. So, what is electrostatic? So, from the topic, it is electric that is static. So, electric, we have electric charge. We only have two, is either positive charge or negative charge. So, the positive and negative charge is static, it's not moving. Okay, so today we're going to learn what happens if we put the charge together. Okay, so the first learning objective 1.1a is state Coulomb's law. So Coulomb's law, it states that the magnitude of the electrostatic force between 2 point charges is proportional to the product of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, so it is a long law, but we can understand. Okay, so the first one is said that the magnitude, so magnitude is nilai of the electrostatic force between 2 point charge. Okay, so point charge, okay, point charges boleh jadi positive or negative charge, but kalau kita letak 2 point charge, sebab dia kata 2 point charge is proportional to the product of the charges. Okay, so I ada positive charge dan I ada negative charge yang I letak bersebelahan. Okay, so bila ada positif dan negatif, mereka akan attract toward each other. Okay, so the product of the charge, so this is Q1 and this is Q2, and inversely proportional to the square distance, so then mereka ada jarak. Okay, so Coulomb's law kata akan ada force, and the force is directly proportional to the value of the charge, so Q1 and Q2, and inversely proportional to the square distance between them. So in another words, Coulomb's law kata electrostatic force ialah the product of the charge and inversely to the square distance antara charge. Okay, tak semestinya charge tu positif dan negatif. It can be both positive, both negative. At least they need 2 point charge. Okay, so this is Coulomb's law, the definition of Coulomb's law, and you can use this one also as the definition of Coulomb's law. Okay, but you need to write all this term. Okay, so we know that Fe is, this is the relationship. Kalau kamu nak jadikan dia equation untuk kamu kira, so to calculate the magnitude of the electrostatic force, you need to put one constant. So kita letak satu constant dekat sini, Fe equals to KQQ over R square. And kalau kamu perasan, it is a modulus Q. Okay, so charge kita bila kita masukkan dalam this equation akan sentiasa positif. That's why I put modulus, right, over R square, where K is the electrostatic constant. Symbol K is equals to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. So dan nilainya ialah 9 exponent 9 Newton per Coulomb square. So you tak perlu pun guna this formula sebab this one is also equals to K. So you just need to know this formula. Okay, alright, so that is Coulomb's law. So Fe, the electrostatic force, Q is the magnitude of the charge. It said that the magnitude, that's why saya letak modulus dekat saya punya definition. Okay, ada orang kata, madam boleh tak kalau tak nak letak modulus? Yes, you can. So but when you put the value, semua value kena jadi positif sebab dia nak magnitude sahaja. R is the distance between the charges, and K ialah electrostatic constant 9 exponent 9. So this one is given in the list of constant, and E is the permittivity of free space, right? So Fe is equals to KQQ over R square. Okay, alright. So itu ialah Coulomb's law. The next learning objective, it said that you need to know how to sketch the electric force diagram. So tadi kita belajar apa Coulomb's law. Now Coulomb's law based on electric force. Okay, so based on electric force, force. Nama pun force. We know force is a vector. If it is a vector, you need to find the direction and the magnitude. Okay, so how we want to find the direction of the force? Okay, so we need at least two charges. Okay, so the first charge, we have both positive charge. So positive and positive. Q1 saya positif, Q2 saya positif. So I know that positif bertemu positif dia akan repel. So if dia repel, so dia akan ada force. So we call as a repulsive force. So repulsive force is one of the electrostatic force. Okay, so dia repel. So disebabkan dia repel, kita akan ada force ke kiri dan force ke kanan. Okay, so how you want to label? So yang pertama, so F on 1 by 2. Then this one F on 2 by 1. Okay, or we can use that like F by 1, no, F by 2 on 1, then F by 1 on 2. Okay, so if we have two different charges, positive and negative, what will happen? Positive and negative will attract toward each other. So we will have attractive force. So attractive force is also one of the electrostatic force. So both akan bergerak toward each other. Okay, so mereka akan bergerak towards each other. So we need to label the force. The first one, force by 2 on 1, and this one ialah force by 1 on 2. Okay, so the important notes here is said that the sign of the charge can be ignored when substituting into the Coulomb's law equation. Sebab tadi saya kata dalam Coulomb's law equation ini, dia ada modulus. Tapi kita belajar charge boleh jadi positif dan negatif. So, we ignore the negative sign. We only put the positive value. Okay, the sign of the charge is important in distinguishing the direction of the electric force. So, positif negatif tu hanya penting untuk make sure dia attract ataupun repel sahaja. Okay, dia tak penting dalam pengiraan. Okay, what if we have both negative? So, dua-dua negatif. Negative and negative. So, we know that same will repel. So, it also will have the repulsive force. Okay, so the magnitude of both forces is same but the opposite in direction. Obey the Newton's third law. So, apa maksudnya? Dia kata nilai ni sama. Nilai force ni akan jadi sama. Tapi berbeza arah sahaja. For this one, 1, 2 to the left, 2, 1 to the right. But this one to the left and this one to the right. Okay, so the magnitude of forces, kalau dia ada dua charge, magnitude is the same. Sebab if you calculate, you akan dapat nilai yang sama but opposite in direction. So this one is very familiar in chapter 4. It is a Newton's third law. So F12 is equals to the negative F21. Kenapa perlu letak negatif? Sebab dia ialah vector. Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to know in chapter 1. Alright, so in the next video, I will show you the example. Okay, thank you.